What is happening, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome on back to Dragon Age Inquisition. As always, if you're new here or haven't yet, please do subscribe, leave a like and a comment, and of course, if you want to catch up on the rest of the Let's Play so far, check the description below. I'll have the whole playlist down there in order for everybody. So, we are going to start the War Table mission to hunt down Crestwood's mayor after we found out he flooded the refugee camp last episode. While that's cooking and we're looking for him, we'll go back to Crestwood and we'll take Blackwall to go meet the Warden for Hawke. False accusations. We've discovered the source of the accusations leveled at our Templars. A group of rebel mages with extremist leanings operates in the area. The group fears our association with the Templars will permanently crush what remains of their rebellion. They've been actively working to stir up anti-Templar and anti-Inquisition sentiment for the region. Fortunately, we have enough evidence to clear the Templars' name, Liliana. We can confront them too. Gain Orzamar's friendship. Our emissaries have returned. Orzammar has pledged to our cause some of the most formidable warriors from the Legion of the Dead. According to the king, they are veteran Darkspawn hunters, absolutely fearless. The king also graciously offered to share Orzammar's wealth. He recognizes the threat Corypheus poses, so we did get some Legion of the Dead. I think I mentioned that when I was talking about how useful Orzammar would be in a situation like this. Orders to the Frostbacks, Truth or Dare, Power for a Price. Crestwood Resources. Find Crestwood's mayor. The mayor of Crestwood left a letter confessing that he was the one who flooded the village 10 years ago. Then he disappeared. The Inquisition must track him down if it's to serve justice. Crestwood's mayor will have to stop for supplies. I'll have my agents inquire. I can ask the Crown to post a warrant for the mayor's arrest.
Discussed earlier, Ambassador.
I found the money.
Before we decide who to send there, we need Cullen for that. Okay.
Thank you.
So then let's just have our own people investigate this. We'll send our agents after him. I'm not going to have Josephine talk to the Crown to decide that. I'll pass on that. Strike a bargain with merchant princes. This seems like it's right up Josephine's alley. Inquisitor, the allied merchants of the monarchy of Antiva have inquired whether they can assist us in any fashion. They could provide us with some of the finest goods in Thedas, a powerful boost to our prestige, and spread our influence north. The merchant princes will also attempt to ensnare us in contracts so convoluted that we will be eternally tied to them. If we are interested, we must send our most skilled negotiators. Our diplomats are well respected, and I feel we can come out ahead of the bargain if we are prepared to commit to it. Ambassador Montilier, work your magic, Josephine, because I sure as shit ain't gonna be reading the small print on all that. And I also wouldn't like to go to dinner with the crows, so that's a pass, and another pass. Since we're taking Blackwall, I do need to remember to switch the amulet back over. This one, the aggression. Every time they hit something, they build threat generation. Put that back on Blackwall for now. As long as I keep remembering to bounce that around, it should be fine. We acquired a Sigil of the Great Bear. Yeah, I think by the time we're done talking to the Warden, we should be able to come back and judge Crestwood's mayor for the end of the episode. And then I might revisit some crafting. I'm not sure. Maybe I should wait. Yeah, I might hold off on that until after we get our specialization. So I can see where I'm at level-wise and how close to maxed out my crit chance and things are. Alrighty, so the closest fast travel we're going to have to anywhere up here is probably this, and then we can run up the hill this a ways. We could go to the fort, but then we'll have to wrap all the way back around, so let's do Crestwood. Yeah, hopefully the war table stuff that I'm leaving in, hopefully that's good, right? Hopefully it's enjoyable at least. I'm trying to make it fun. I like reading that stuff and discussing the things that are at stake every time we do something important, so... Oh, real quick, before we get into any kind of combat here, it's silly me, I got level ups. So, Inquisitor. Successfully performing an ability combo earns additional focus for the party. Yep, sounds good, we'll just get that instantly. Had I known that that was there, I probably would have got that a little sooner, actually. Oh, you all have your specializations now, and I can pick this at will. Okay. Right, what do we have for you? Unyielding, Line in the Sand... Walking Fortress, to the Death. Yeah, I forgot that we have the specializations too. They get it by default. We have to go earn ours with a quest, and they just get those. It looks like I have everything for you in this tree, so yeah, we'll start working on your specialization then. So, you call upon the legacy of the greatest champions in history, defying enemies as you hold your position. This stops enemies from moving past you, and enables you to block choke points. We'll go ahead and grab that. We need to disable that though, because I don't want him just popping that. Okay, it did it by itself. It knows that it doesn't work well with AI, I guess. Right, Vivian, what is your specialization, I wonder? Yours is Knight Enchanter. You create a blade of solid magic to make melee attacks against nearby enemies. Dealing damage with other abilities charges the blade. Attacking expends this charge to deal additional damage. I actually don't have much interest in making her a Enchanter Knight, so instead, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to start giving you some fire abilities. I'll start letting her mess around with the elements. Solus, what is yours? Rift Mage. Oh, he gets, of course, he gets Stonefist and all that stuff. Yeah, we'll give you Stonefist. And for now, I'm not going to mess too hard with the tactics on those new abilities. I'm just going to see what the AI decides to do with them and then adjust where I need to. Some barricades here. Where are we going? Glen Morgan Mine. Place is set up like a fortress. And yet I'm seeing a distinct lack of enemies. There's a elven deity statue right there. Which is what I was laughing about earlier, how sometimes you just put those flames on straight up Holy Land with no qualms at all. Yeah, you would expect there to be enemies here.
Venatori. They carry themselves with confidence. This will not be easy.
If you saw them, I didn't. These guys. Like an assassin. Of course, he's the one that's juiced up there. Fuck, well, did you not put your phone off on me? Catch this. I don't know why my archer felt the need to barrel stuff him though, but... I guess the Venatori are hold up here. Wonder if they're looking for our Warden friend. I can shoot fire too, bitch. Shit, yeah it is. Yeah, you walked right into it. My guy got shield bashed off Olympus. I went down there because I thought maybe those are the mages that Dorian wanted us to kill. When I saw Spellbinder, I thought maybe it was for that, but it's not. A random Venatori mage. But for some reason, they didn't already spawn when we came up here. They just wandered in after the fact. Which, since Blackwall did his little voice line, I know that that's not how that's meant to work. Head in that cave here in a second. Let's take a look at this Astrarium first. This one doesn't seem too bad. Yeah, not bad at all, that one. Had to luck in there for a second because it would have been super embarrassing if I said that and then I didn't figure it out. What is this? This looks like Viridium. It is. Yeah, that's a tier 2 material. I'm getting some higher tier stuff. Oh, I did forget to put something on. I have this, which... Dexterity is crit damage, actually, so I should keep the scout hat for now, because that's a dexterity bonus, which is going to be buffing our critical damage. We don't really need the defense, especially not when I have the ability to craft some juicy stuff. I'm just holding off on that, because I don't want the whole game to be just trivialized. I hop up here? There we go. Yeah, this is absolutely like a Venatori camp. I figured Dorian's targets would be here, if I'm being honest. Grab all this obsidian, though. Iridium up there on the wall. Great sword. There's a codex thingy back there. Field orders. Lunarium. There's supposedly an elven ruin near some Ferelden hamlet called Crestwood. It may be a dead end, but Calpurnia wants it investigated. Go examine the place for any sign of what we're looking for. Better you spend a few weeks deciphering some miserable elven statues than risk the Master's wrath. Adjust the prices. So they're here investigating elven ruins. And this cave is probably the elven ruin, right? Well, part of it at least. Since they camped up out here. I wonder if they were the ones that put the hanging men in the trees to dissuade people from looking.
Shall we have a look around?
Creepy as ever. What are the Thedas? Antivan Sip Sip. Where is this going? Oh, long ass cave. Oh, okay, this is now gonna be our first look at coolbacks, I think. No, Wyverns, sorry, not coolbacks. That's the end of him. He's immune to taunting, that's why. Yeah, you see the immune pops right there on his taunt. That's why he went after. His unique ability is that he's immune to taunt. Gotta get some good crafting materials out of this game. Oh, chunky buck here. Now, what did we get? Aid knocker. 65. That might be good for Vivian. I crafted Solus his own staff. I'll probably keep him on that until we get the materials to craft a higher tier. But running into all this tier 2 stuff actually probably means we can take a leap in an upgrade here soon. But it's best not to waste stuff. Like, we have some Fade Touch material right now, but I don't want to waste that on making tier 2 stuff when I can hold it and then make Fade Touch tier 3. I don't know. I'll hold off on the crafting. I guess this would be a good time to put a question to you guys. Is would you want me to show you the crafting process, or would you prefer that I just catch you guys after the fact and explain what I did to you and show the gear off itself? I feel like watching me craft might be like a little me. Watching me go through all like the stats and the numbers behind it and stuff. That might not be super fun. But I'm down if that's what you would want to watch. Why not? Or would you prefer to just have like a build update video where I show you what I did end up coming up with and then I just explain for you how to do it yourself? Alrighty, we should be right around the bend from what we're looking for. Is that the cheese wheel sword? Or shield? There's a cheese wheel shield in this game, and I think it's up on this ridge. Potentially. Let's see. It is not the cheese wheel. But it is clearly some kind of sacrificial altar. Some random viridium. I'm sure this is to do with Tevinter. Blood sacrifice, right up their alley. Hop down right here. I'm going to assume that the cave is right around there. So we can take this camp and then we'll organize from there. Those are the bandits we're looking for. Recognize you all, so you get to die. The ones that I can actually get a beat on. I did not mean to go to Buffalo. I was hoping that my slow would stop him from being able to dump that ability on me. Just that big chungo Druffalo left. Who I totally didn't mean to aggro, but while we're here, I guess you can die. A random wolf pack. Cooldowns. Man, I can't wait till I have the crits that I need to take care of stuff like that. Oh. Why are you attacking my mages when I'm hiding in place? Yeah, I'm definitely going to drop long shot. We don't need long shot anymore at all. We have so much cycling in and out damage here that we'll be fine. As soon as I get my specialization.
To remove the residual energies on your staff.
The Circle's training in energy modulation is thorough. I sincerely doubt you could add anything.
So you intend for your staff to carry that particular aura?
Is that a problem, my dear?
No, as you were.
What aura is her staff giving off? You can't just say something like that and not explain it, game. I wonder what that is. What does she have that doing that he thought was a problem? Unless he's just trying to prove a point and be like, well, I can fix that for you. Did you know you have an issue?
Inquisitor.
Wouldn't put it past him. Okay, we don't have enough for whatever requisition we picked up from this place. There isn't that many camps in this place because of the fortress giving you the fast travel and then the Crestwood city. They didn't feel the need to give you much. Those are bandits that I'm looking for, so let's go get them. I think we gotta kill, what, 8 of them total? This should make 6, I think. Howdy, gentlemen. I'll drop them to slow them all into my explosion. Then we'll sunder them for good measure. Or I would like to. But it's not using my ability. Okay, there we go. Okay, we got 5 out of 8. I'm pretty... Okay, 6. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure we killed 3 there, go. Should be the death of that one. There we go. But the bandits don't drop anything. They kind of just exist. That is the Weeding Out Bandits. That is the Naturalist. That's somewhere we have to go for the man back in Crestwood. He wanted us to offer his bed to some woman, and he said him and his son would sleep outside. Which, I mean, imagine being his son. I'd be pissed. Yeah, I think we should be able to just swing around here and walk up the hill into the cave. Hopefully. Is this where we find... This might be the place where we find the dead Inquisition scout. Yep, there it is. Bloody papers. This stack of papers is so blood-soaked the pages stick together. Only a few lines are still legible. After knowing who he truly serves, it was an easy thing to discover his compatriots. I lifted a list of their spies from one before I left. We have little time before the theft is discovered, so I advise we move post-haste. I was followed, but do not fear. I lost my pursuers in Leeds. Only our closest friends know my final destination, Butcher.
Reinforcements!
Was Butcher being cheeky? Is he on team, or is he being a rat? It's hard to tell right there. Hard to tell if he was a snake, or if he wasn't. Venatori would clearly wait on somebody finding his body, though. Actually, it makes me a little sour, because I had the last bandits right there that I could have killed for the quest, and they despawned them by spawning in. It's aggravating. Because they're kind of a bitch to spawn sometimes, and I had it right there. Okay, they came back. That's good. Let's go get this real quick while they're on my screen, before I lose the ability to do this and I have to run around for 30 hours to look for them later. I wish you weren't just randomly taunting him, Black Hawk. What are they doing here? Are they fighting wolves? Yeah, they are. They got sidetracked by fine wolves. It's fine, we got our quest. Buffalo is being troublesome to my party. That bandit is locked in on these wolves. That's why. Kill him through his bullshit stuff. Harder than securing the farms on the hinterlands, and that was a whole quest line. Alright, well thankfully I recognized the land markers there for finding Butcher. Now we can go get the Warden, finally. Now that took us a minute. It was worth it, right? We got the bandits while we were there, so we got like 3 birds with 1 stone. I am wrong, and you can't just walk up this hill to this cave.
Hawke's contact with
Yeah,
the
there it
Warden
is.
should be in that cave.
Howdy, Hawke.
Glad you made it. I just got here myself. My contact with the Wardens should be at the back of the cave.
A group of Wardens were protecting a villager from corpses out near Crestwood.
They were likely hunting my friend. I'm glad they didn't come looking for people to help in here. They might well be good men, but they've been given bad orders.
So what, you would kill them? I'm not sure whose side I would take. As the Inquisitor, given that conundrum, whether I would take Hawke's side or the Wardens. I'm not sure where I would land there. I would definitely try to stop him from killing Wardens, though. Banner of the Blind Men. This banner marks the cave as an outpost of the Blind Men, notorious smugglers who are known to sell slaves to Tevinter. It is possible that the Grey Warden asked them politely to leave so that he could use their hideout, although the bloodstains on the walls suggest otherwise. They just slaughtered the smugglers.
It's just us. I brought the Inquisitor.
My name is Toud, and I'm at your service, Inquisitor.
Well, he got the drop on us pretty well, though.
I'll take all the help I can get. I know the Wardens have troubles of their own. I wonder, though, might those troubles have anything to do with Corypheus?
I fear it is so. When my friend Hawke slew Corypheus, Weishaupt was happy to put the matter to rest. But an archdemon can survive wounds that seem fatal, and I feared Corypheus might possess the same power. My investigation uncovered clues, but no proof. Then, not long after, every warden in Orlais began to hear the calling.
Maker, why didn't you tell me?
It was a Grey Warden matter. I was bound by an oath of secrecy.
Every warden in Olay hearing the calling, which means they are all about to die to the Tain. But they have what? Like, usually what happens is when a warden starts to hear the calling, they'll go into the deep roads to die fighting Darkspawn, because the alternative is to die of the Tain and become a ghoul and serve the thing you swore to destroy. So it's better to just go down there and die fighting. You probably have, at that point where you start hearing the calling, you maybe have like a week, a month, which means Olay and maybe even the world at scale is about a month from having no Grey Wardens anymore, which means it's not like you can just make more. You need Grey Wardens to make Grey Wardens because of the rituals, etc., etc.
Is the calling some sort of Grey Warden ritual?
The calling tells a warden that the Blight will soon claim him. It starts with dreams. Then come whispers in his head. The warden says his farewells and goes to the deep roads to meet his death in combat.
And every Grey Warden in Orlais is hearing that right now. They think they're dying.
Yes, likely because of Corypheus. If the wardens fall, who will stand against the next Blight? It is our greatest fear.
Nobody.
So Corypheus isn't controlling them. He's bluffing them with this calling. And they're falling for it.
At the end of the day, he just said it himself. If the wardens fall, who comes next? The only way you can kill an archdemon is to have a warden. No archdemon dead means the blight keeps going, consumes the entire world. They have rights to be a little shaken about that.
Is the calling they're hearing real? Or is Corypheus mimicking it somehow?
I know not. Even as a senior warden, I had heard only the vaguest whispers of Corypheus. The wardens believe that this calling is real, and they will act accordingly. That is all we know for certain.
And to be quite blunt, it's the right thing to do to act accordingly, because without them, the world is over.
You said all the wardens are hearing the calling. Does that include you? And also you, Blackwall?
Sadly, yes. It lurks like a wolf in the shadows around a campfire. The creature that makes this music has never known the love of the Maker, but at times, I almost understand it. We must uncover what Corypheus has done and end it. This cannot stand.
I do not fear the calling. And worrying about it only gives it power. Anything Corypheus does will only strengthen my resolve.
Interesting. He was distinctly quiet at first, though, too. He just says fuck it at the end. Something strange about that. That or he's just like the most badass ever and just doesn't care.
How can Corypheus make all these wardens hear the calling?
I cannot say. We know little about him, save that he is dangerous. He is a Magister, as well as a Darkspawn, and speaks with the voice of the Blight. That lets him affect the minds of wardens, since we are tied to the Blight ourselves. It must be how he created this false calling.
The Architect in Dragon Age Awakening could do a similar thing with the Blight.
So the wardens think they're dying and have stopped thinking clearly. That won't go well.
We are the only ones who can slay archdemons. Without us, the next Blight will consume the world. Warden Commander Clarel spoke of a blood magic ritual to prevent future Blights before we all perished. When I protested the plan as madness, my own comrades turned on me. Grey Wardens are gathering here, in the western approach.
I guess that's why he's on the run.
It is an ancient Tevinter ritual tower. Meet me there, and we will find answers.
Although it seems a little bizarre that they would invest all that time in hunting him down instead of just allowing him to leave and continuing with that plan anyway, right? Regarding the calling, so many refuse to speak of it, but how can we know it? How can we identify it if we do not share it? The calling is not a source of shame. The song that whispers in the back of my mind is no evil upon my soul. but the mark of a life well lived in service of a greater good. If all things come from the Maker, then is this, too, not part of his plan? Could it not be a gift, a final haunting melody to send us into the afterlife with hearts opened? Could this not be his song? It scratches at my thoughts, the music almost a voice, at once unearthly and beautiful. I found myself humming it aloud a few days past. Where once it intruded, it now feels a natural part of my mind's course. It coils around memories I hold dear. Training with Sir Keller, riding in the moonlight, my mother's face the last time I saw her, and inserts itself into them, so that I could almost swear that music, that sense of a presence watching and calling, had always been a part of what I remember. This is what the senior wardens warned us about, I imagine. I should not find it beautiful. I must remember the corruption and recognize that my mind is slowly losing the wit to differentiate between this world and that which would consume and destroy it. I must. I can. I will tell the wardens tomorrow. I have seen their looks. They already know, I suspect. I will heed the calling and go to the deep roads to die with the dwarves, fighting as a Grey Warden should. But if I am to die, after all I have given, can I not at least allow myself the pleasure of the song's beauty? Final pages of To My Fellow Wardens by Sir Marjorie Baron. Yeah, the calling is no joke, and neither are Grey Wardens, and that kind of stuff is why I respect the hell out of them. They fight for their entire lives only to have it end.
We should get to the ritual tower
The dark and the
western
blood.
approach as soon as possible, your worship.
You can ask him a little.
Clarel's the Warden commander, right? What's she like?
She was a good warden. Once. Among those King Kalen reached out to before the Blight. She always resented missing the chance to help. When the calling came, Clarel stopped listening to the rest of us. Only magic could solve this problem, she said.
Do you think Corypheus is using the calling to control her?
It's hard to say. I have heard the whispers of the calling myself, but it's only noise, no words. Certainly no commands. Either way, the guilt is hers. She's Warden Commander. She should bow to no one's word but Weishaupt's.
The guilt maybe is hers, but given the fact that we all know, and he said himself, the world will end if this is real. How is she to know that it's BS?
What's it like being a Warden? I can't even imagine.
It's been a long time since I was anything else. It becomes your life, searching out Darkspawn, killing them, ensuring no one ever knows how close they are.
Corypheus was in a Warden prison, right? So you must know something about him.
I know little, and that much only because of my relative seniority. Most Wardens have never heard of him. When I suggested Corypheus might have something to do with the calling, the Warden Mages turned on me. I trained some of those Wardens myself. If I knew any more of Corypheus, I would share it, your worship.
Specifically the mages turned on him, not the wardens in general, specifically the mages.
I heard what he said. Hopefully we'll find some answers in the western approach, though I fear what those answers will be. I've seen too much blood magic to ever trust where it leads.
Would wholeheartedly agree with that. Right, so looking at the time, I don't think we'll have time to interrogate Crestwood's mayor this episode, but just to wrap up, I guess we can go ahead and turn the quest in that we have, which means I should go get the naturalist real quick. So I'll go ahead and hop over there, and then we'll go back to the town of Crestwood and turn all this stuff in.
So you're the man who saved Crestwood from the dead. Watch out for the wyvern in the hills. I'd take his hide if I were better with a bow.
Do you farm out here?
The name's Judith. I farm and I mend things for the village and people passing through. I did a fair trade with traveling merchants before the undead started attacking. Not to mention that dragon.
There's a wyvern causing trouble?
It used to hunt in the mountains. Didn't bother anyone but the bandits. Lately, the beast got it in his head to come down here. It almost crippled Gauld's little boy. Best someone kill it. I hope I get my hands on the liver. It makes a poison that kills rats like nothing.
I killed the wyvern up in the cave. The body's yours if you want it.
That I do.
You already completed her
Here for your
quest.
troubles. I hope you can make good use of it.
If we did that for you, I wonder if we
Fine day
can
to you.
convince you to go back.
What do you know about the dragon?
She moved in a month ago. The guards tried to run her off, but she snapped one's head off and she flew away. Poor Hamold. At least it was quick.
It
Since
wouldn't
then,
have felt
she's eaten
much.
3 horses, 5 goats, and 2 cats.
How does a dragon eat cats? That seems like it would be barely a snack.
If you're Judith, there's a man in the village concerned about you.
That must be Gould, fretful as ever.
And the man whose
I'm
kid
glad
got
he stayed
crippled by the
Crestwood.
wyvern.
He's fast as you please with a loom, but terrible with a sword.
Until later.
Be safe.
I guess she has no intention on going back then. Drop the loot. Well, what
Fine
is
day
this?
to you.
Until later.
Be safe.
Huh. Yeah, she did just put all her loot on the floor instead of giving it me in my inventory from the quest. Interesting. I'm not too interested in that. We are, however, you can see her down there, the dragon. And that'll be a fight for a much later time. And of course, the one we'd wrap up with is a much more complicated one, huh? Okay, so we'll start here then. There we go, not too bad. And the cave is over yonder, which is right there. I think we can manage to swing by that cave before we leave. Oh my god. Okay, we stuck the landing. Never mind. Totally fine. Oh, Jilla wasn't that high. And what goodies do we have in here? The astrariums can give you the good stuff that gives you cooldown reduction. I just don't remember which one it is. What did we get? Blade of Tadarian, which is a unique staff, and Belt of Fire Resistance. Belt of Fire Resistance will be really good when we come upon certain dragons, so... Almost didn't recognize this place with the water drained. Yep, there it is, his snowball. Of course it's called snowball too. Did you not use Warcry yet? Let's have you challenge the boss. So we can stop this thing from spamming my mages. There we go, that's the end of Snowball. Yeah, I almost forgot about Snowball. Probably would have if I hadn't decided to come back this way. Goodies, goodies, goodies. They touched Iron Bark right there. That is used for masterwork and things you craft, so that's good. I think that puts those at 4 or 5 Iron Bark now. We get the 3 for free for the treasure map in the Hinterlands. I'm not sure if I would have grabbed any other random ones along the way, but... Oh, just deep mushroom, yeah it is. Yeah, this should put us back right in smack bang in the middle of the
Why
keep.
do you care so little for those in need?
You presume to know my feelings?
It's obvious.
I merely believe the world's problems are more complex than you imagine. I could travel the whole world righting wrongs as you do and still accomplish nothing in the end.
Changing lives is hardly nothing.
Well met, your worship.
I'm Team Blackwall on that.
I found Butcher's corpse by the south road. Venatori ambushed me afterward.
Only our highest operatives knew he was coming tonight. I must inform Sister Nightingale we have a traitor.
Clearly we
What's
do.
happening in Crestwood?
The dragon circling the lake looks hungrier than usual. Travelers on the road will be scarce until it's gone.
I should be going.
Another time.
Right, so we gotta expose the double agent as a mission now. that's one more rift all the way down there that we can get to as we go. I think that's it. I don't think we have to turn in the other quests. Let's take a look real quick. Crestwood. Truth requisitioning Crestwood. We need Druffalo hide for that. Did I not kill a Druffalo? I guess not. Alright, so yeah, that's it. Perfect, we're done. So thank you for watching. As always, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like and a comment on your way out, and next time we will go deal with Crestwood's mayor, and I guess head on to the western approach, because that's where we get our stuff for Artificer. So I guess we'll wrap all that up next time. Take care everybody, have a great day. Peace.